Assalamualaikum and good morning to Madam and everyone. Today, my team member and me will present about the topic of consumer decision making process in purchasing halal food in Malaysia. In Malaysia, the demand for halal food has been increasing very fast. This is because our country has a large Muslim population and people are becoming more aware of halal standards. Actually, the concept of halal is not only about religion, it also shows value of cleanliness, safety, and quality assurance. So, when consumers decide to buy halal food, it is very important to understand the factors that influence their choices. As we know, there are various types of halal food products available in Malaysia, from traditional dishes to packaged items like snack, sauce, and drinks. We will continue to the next presenter.
Products are prepared, processed, and handled. Halal simply means something that is allowed in Islam. In Malaysia, the halal toiban concept ensures that halal is pure from two sides. It must follow Islamic law. It must be clean, pure, and safe for consumer. So that halal is not just about avoiding haram ingredients, but also making sure the product is produced in the safe and hygiene way. Next, the importance of halal concept. The halal concept is important because it's protect health and safety, but ensuring food is processed according to Islam. It ensures the food come from clean and pure source. It prove it improve food quality, build customer trust. It helps Muslims fulfill their religion obligation in choosing that what they eat and use. Next, the effort of industry and government to maintain the halal concept. There are two main efforts, which is JAKIM is responsible for carrying out halal certification in Malaysia. Together with State Islamic Religion Department, they check, audit, and approve the product before giving the halal logo. The food industry also support the process by working with the government, following halal standard and ensuring their product meet all the requirements to obtain and maintain the halal certificate. So that halal is more than just a religion rule. It also includes cleanliness, health, safety, and quality. With strong cooperation between the government and the industry, Malaysian can maintain a reliable and trust halal system.
So now I will explain about buying halal food process. The decision making process start when consumer identify what they need. Consumers start the process when they realize they need food that is halal, safe and clean. For Muslim consumer, their religious obligation make them choose only product that truly halal. Because of this, they become aware that every food they buy must follow halal requirement. Point number 2 is information search. Once the need is identified, consumer begin to searching for information. They check for halal logo, read some review and look online to confirm the status halal of the product. They also ask family and friend to prefer brands that are known to be halal certificate. All these steps can help them to feel confident before making a purchase or buying product.
So for the third step is evaluation of alternatives. This is the part where the consumer start comparing different halal food options. The criteria for this step usually include how much the food cost, the taste of the food, the cleanliness and the hygiene in preparing the food, the brand halal reputation such as Mary Brown, Secret Recipe, and many other more brand that people already know they are halal certified. And lastly is convenience, which means it's either close, fast, or have a delivery options. For example, you compare burger brand A and brand B. Both are halal, but maybe burger brand B looks cleaner, looks more delicious, and even cheaper. Next is purchasing decision. After comparing everything, the consumer finally decide what and where they want to buy the food product. There are a few things that influence this final decision in the step, which are halal confidence, such as logos and reputation, the past experience. Maybe this is not the first time the consumer purchasing this item. Promotion, maybe buy one get free one, or free delivery, or maybe Shopee payback, cashback, or peer influence, maybe meaning that it is recommended by your friends or you read it from the online reviews. For example, you choose Mary Brown because you know it is already halal. And last step is purchasing behavior. After they eat the food, they will evaluate if the food meet their expectations or not. If the halal food tastes good and everything matches what they expected it to be, they will usually purchase the food back, which will create loyalty. But if they get bad experience from the food product, they will avoid the purchasing of the food again in the future, and they even might even tell others not to. So that is basically what happens after the consumer buys and tries the halal food. And from there, it actually links very naturally to the next part of our discussion, which is why consumers choose halal food in the first place. Because before they even go through this whole purchasing process, there are already certain factors that shape their decisions. And these factors are the main reason why halal food products stands out to them and why they prefer this one brand more than another brand. So now I'll move on to explain the key factors that influence the consumer to choose halal food. There will be four factors that I'm going to talk about, which is the religious obligation, cleanliness, halal awareness, and availability. So the first one is religious obligation. Since we know a large part of Malaysia's population is Muslim, halal food is something that they must eat, they need to follow in their daily life. It is not a choice, but it is a requirement for them, Muslims. Because of that, people always look for halal food and certified restaurants if they want to eat out. There are many studies that support this statement. One of them is a study in 2021 by Hashim et al. Found that religiosity directly influences halal food choice among Malaysian Muslims. Next is cleanliness. A lot of Malaysians, they believe halal certified food is cleaner and more safe to eat. As they know, the halal food process has stricter rules, like they need to have clean equipment, proper slaughtering methods, and no contamination, and many other more. This makes consumer feel more confident, and that is what make them, even the non-Muslims, sometimes prefer the halal food more than the non-halal food. For example, there is a study in 2008 by Bone and Verbeek has found that halal is associated with stricter hygiene, transparency, and quality control. And lastly is availability. As you know, in Malaysia, there is a lot of Muslims. So the halal food is literally everywhere. Supermarkets, fast food chains, food courts, even the Grab food, Food Panda, and many other more. Because it is easy to find, the consumer naturally choose halal food. They don't have to go out their way to search for other alternatives. For example, like there are a market study in 2008 by HDC, Halal Development Corporation. They show that halal branding boosts consumer confidence and increase the purchasing profitability for the food product, for the halal food product. So in conclusion, Malaysian consumers choose halal food because of religion obligation, cleanliness, halal awareness, and availability of the halal food product in Malaysia. I'll pass to the next presenter.
Next, I will explain about the positive impacts. The first one is increased awareness. When consumers choose halal food, they become more aware of what they eat. Halal certification gives assurance that the food is clean, safe, and prepared ethically. This builds trust and confidence, especially among Muslim consumers, but also influence non-Muslim who sees halal food as more reliable. The second one is promote ethical and healthy eating habit. Halal food emphasizes cleanliness, hygiene, and balance in diet. This encourages people to make better food choices and improve their physical health and well-being. It also promotes a sense of responsibility towards what they consume. The third one is build confidence. Because of halal certification follows strict rules, consumers no longer worry about the ingredients or how the food is processed. This reduces stress and creates a sense of satisfaction and peace of mind when eating. Now, let's take a look at the positive impact on the economic. The first one is boost local business growth. Local entrepreneurs have found an opportunity in growing demand for halal food. By this, they are using a business as a way to increase their income and support local economic growth by entering halal market. With this involvement, they not only expand their business network but also create more job opportunities for the communities. The second one is attract foreign investment. Malaysian halal food certifications have attracted attention from foreign investors due to the strict procedure in obtaining halal certification. Malaysia has been seen as a strategic center for halal trade and investment because of its strong regulatory framework and global recognition for its halal standards. With this reputation, Malaysia is not only increasing foreign investment but also strengthening the position as a global leader in halal industry. And then the last one is export opportunities. The high demand and purchasing of halal food have helped Malaysia to expand its export market for Malaysian local producers. Malaysia gets to strengthen their position in international trade by exporting high-quality halal products to various markets. Indirectly, this growth in exporting halal food products has contributed to an increase in national income and support overall economic growth.
So next, I will explain the negative impact of purchasing halal food in Malaysia, focusing to both, which is consumer and economy. Firstly, it can break down our trust leading and psychological stress. Firstly, when consumer trust in halal integrity, it can compromise due to scandals, misused halal logo, or inconsistent certification. Muslim consumer become increasingly skeptical, which is every time they purchase halal product, they may doubt whether the food is truly halal or not. This can repeat uncertainty, causes psychological stress, anxiety, and reduce confidence in their buying decision. Next negative impact is disruption in the decision-making process. This skepticism directly affect the purchasing decision to consumer process. Consumers spend more time to verify ingredient, to checking logo and research before buying things. This not only cause inconvenience but also make the shopping experience stressful. Over time, this thing may lead to hesitation, reduce brand loyalty, and cautious purchasing behavior across the market. Negative impact on the economy. I have two. First, decline in market value due to eroded trust. From an economy perspective nowadays, trust is the cornerstone of the halal industry. When trust in halal certificate is weak, the market value of halal product may decline because consumer demand can drop. This particular thing important because integrity, reliable resources, and knowledge in certification are among the trust aspect of halal certification. So number 2 is high cost and procedural challenge for small enterprise. In Malaysia, halal industry brings in billion to the economy. Small food businesses struggle to get halal certification. The process is too expensive and the step to get the halal certificate are so complicated, and they often don't have enough staff or resources. Because of this thing, small businesses cannot compete with big companies. Their growth become so slow, and their overall contribute to the halal industry become limited. This situation also reduce the industry economic potential.
Continue to talk about the challenges halal food industry in Malaysia. One of the main challenges in the halal food industry is misleading or fake halal logo. Sometimes, products in the market display a logo that looks similar to the official halal logo from Jakim, but it is not authentic or approved. This situation confuses the consumer and reduces their trust in halal certified product. There are also import products that use a halal label from another country, which may not follow Malaysia halal standard. When consumers lose confidence in halal logo, it becomes difficult for them to make safe and informed choices. And this can also affect the reputation of the halal industry in Malaysia. Another issue is that many consumers still have limited knowledge about the true meaning of halal. Some people think that halal only means no pork or can be eaten by Muslim. But in reality, halal also includes how the food is prepared, the ingredient used, hygiene, and the whole product process. Because of this lack of understanding, some consumers do not check the halal logo or certification before buying food product. This show that education and awareness campaign about halal need to be do so that all consumers, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, can understand the importance of choosing a halal food product. The last challenges is responsiveness and accuracy of service. These challenges focus on how businesses respond to customer halal related questions. For example, when a customer asks whether a product is halal, some seller might answer quickly but without providing accurate or official information. They might just say, "Yes, it's halal, many Muslims buy it." But that is not a reliable answer without certification proof. If businesses give wrong or slow response, customers might lose confidence and choose other brands that are more transparent. That's all from me. Thank you. We will continue to the next presenter.
First, use of technology. Through the use of technology, consumer can identify whether the food product is guaranteed halal by JAKIM or not and has a valid halal certificate. For example, consumer can scan the QR code through the Verify Halal application. This can give consumer confidence that the food product they choose is certified halal. Next, make a complaint to the responsible party. Consumer can file a complaint with the responsible party such as JAKIM if they find that traders are using fake halal certificates that are not verified by JAKIM. JAKIM will take legal action including imposing fines or imprisonment. This can serve as a lesson to sellers so that they do not use halal certificates that are not verified by JAKIM. This can reduce the use of invalid halal certificate for every halal food product in Malaysia. The last is organized awareness campaign. The government needs to hold an awareness campaign for consumers. This is to provide awareness to consumers about the importance of buying halal food products. In addition, it can educate customers on how to recognize halal certificates certified by JAKIM. For example, the Make Halal Your First Choice campaign through brochure or social media such as TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. In conclusion, the consumer decision-making process in purchasing halal food in Malaysia is influenced by various factors. The increasing demand shows that consumers are very concerned about cleanliness, safety, and religion observance. However, there are still various challenges such as misleading labels, lack of information and responsiveness, and accuracy of service. Therefore, the government must play an important role in increasing consumer confidence in purchasing halal food products without hesitation and maintaining Malaysia's position as a leading country in the halal industry globally.